Brown's running game, how concerned are you with it? And again, I couch all these questions with Posick and Teller and Batonio haven't played. Conklin hasn't played. Wills hasn't played. DeJuan Jones played a little. But do you think it's going to look different out of shotgun? And are you concerned that they really haven't been able to do a whole lot of it preseason?
Yeah, that is a great question. I think it begets because the end of the year was really hard to see them running the football with any success. The back half of last year, it just got worse as the year went on. Ironically, we've kind of studied this over the course of the last 8 months or so when writing on this topic and doing various things around what's gone on here. The Browns went from being a really strong run game efficiency team early in Kevin's tenure. And what I mean by that, and listen, there's a great clip of Joe Thomas explaining this years ago to the Cleveland media, where if you run for 2, -1, 3, 70, like that 70 yards makes the average look good, but that's not good run game efficiency. Run game efficiency is the 6, 12, 4, 8, 7. Those are runs that put you into better down and distances. The Browns were atop the league. It's still in the top 10 of runs that went over 10 yards, which is great, but they were at the top of the league in -0-yard runs. And that's been a trend that's been working higher and higher in the -0 runs over the last 3 years. So it's like this team is so boom or bust in the run game where maybe they come out, the first play runs for 12 yards, and then they run first and second down again. And it's like they get maybe 1 or 2 yards and it's 3rd and 8, and then you're punting. In theory, you had an explosive run of 10 or more yards on that drive, but you're not able to sustain drives. I think what these guys are doing is trying to find schemes that better offset the risk that some others carry. And what I mean by that is if you're a lateral running team, it is, let me put it this way. You're more inclined to negative plays when you try to pull linemen into space. They're a bigger chance for opening up run lanes to create big runs, but I do think it can lead to some of those scenarios where a free runner can tackle somebody behind the line or blow a play up before it gets started. I think what they have tried to do, and they have not really totally unveiled, is pair their run game into more run pass option stuff, which I know we talked about last week, but that ability to do that really starts to put conflict on the second and third level players who can be run through guys that stop plays close to the line of scrimmage. So I think they're doing more of that. And then I think they're trying to do things like something called tight zone, which is, some people label it inside zone, which is just more of a downhill in your face run style that is geared toward run game efficiency to help them run for 4 yards of carry at a little more easier burden on the offensive line. It's less horizontal running or trying to gap down and like pin somebody down, and it's more double teams into the second level. I think that's something they want to be a little bit better at. Obviously, duo is a partner of that concept. Duo obviously sounding like the root of two, and it's double team based downhill at the. It's basically for scheme nuts like me. It's a concept where you're running like a gap concept, double teams, but you're not pulling the backside guard, so it comes with less risk because you're not pulling a body. And you're just having your running back read it out a little bit more. So I don't have any evidence to tell you they're going to be good at it because the preseason hasn't helped. But what I am encouraged about is the way they're thinking about it, the scheme stuff that I expect them to be using based on who they hired. And then we're going to talk about the motion and how that motion at the snap stuff can really help with that a little bit too.